Okay, I checked it
Which is
earlier.
weird, they usually don't give numbers. I don't know what that's about.
It's a hurricane thing.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I don't know. It's just a matter of time anyway, right?
I think
Wouldn't be the first time we had to wait for a file number.
happens. All right, I would like to bring to order the October 15th, 2025 meeting of the Sandwich Conservation Commission. My name is James Andrea. Present tonight are
Erin Nicholson,
Kimberly Walsh?
Jonathan Klein.
Bernice Waller,
Linda Romano. Tasha Cobbs.
I would like to make a motion to appoint Linda Romano and Kasha Koss as alternate members.
second.
All in favor? All right. Please note this meeting is being recorded live and streaming on Sandwich Community Television. A live broadcast can be viewed by visiting sandwichcommunitytv.org on Government Live Stream, or you can view later on Government On Demand. You can also view on local Comcast Channel 9. I would like to remind everyone of our meeting format. For all hearings, the applicant will be allowed adequate time to present their project to the commission. Upon completion of presentation, the commission will be allowed to question the applicant, ensue commission discussion, and ask for staff input. Upon completion of the staff's discussion, I will summarize for the record any public comment received by staff prior to the meeting. I will announce public comment to the audience where any interested parties are to raise their hands. I will ask you to come up front. Please speak clearly into the microphone, stating your name, address, and affiliation for the record. 3 minutes will be allowed. All speakers are to address the commission, not applicants or audience members. When your 3 minutes are up, I will ask you to take your seat. A reminder, all public comment is not a Q&A forum. Upon closure of public comment, the applicant may add additional information, comment to the commissioners. The commissioners will deliberate along with the staff. Finally, I want to remind everyone that this commission is comprised of your neighbors, volunteering our valuable time to help protect our town's natural resources to the best of our abilities. Our job is to uphold the provisions set forth by the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, as well as the Town of Sandwich Wetlands Bylaws, Chapter 7. We appreciate your understanding. All right, I would like to move to new filings. Open up DEP file number SC66- for the record, Edward Pessy, care of Pessy Engineering and Associates, has filed a notice of intent for proposed new construction of a single-family home, garage, in-ground pool, and shed at 18 Quiet Street, Sandwich, Mass, map 60, parcel 45. Did I get that right?
Yes,
Your last name? Yeah?
Pesci.
All right, perfect.
Close, just like Joe Pesci.
Exactly.
Believe it or not, I have a brother named Joe
There you go.
who lives in California, in
Missing the
fact,
eye.
but he's not the guy you're thinking of. Hi, everybody. I'm Ed Pesci of Pesci Engineering. I'm here to discuss a single-family home on Quiet Street. It's one of the remaining lots that is undeveloped. One of the couple remaining lots on Quiet Street is undeveloped. I'm doing this on behalf of the Pennell family. They're personal friends. So this is a gift for them that I'm doing because they happen to know me, and I think the world of both of them. So I did prepare a nice packet following your rules and regulations with a little bit of a narrative. I'll just read briefly from this front page just to kind of go through this. The proposed work is located completely on the upland side of the 100-foot buffer zone of the neighboring BVW east of the property. And I'll just point that out here. So the BVW is over here off the property itself.
Can you move that just?
Yeah, I know. I was trying to do it to show them too, but I can.
Sorry.
But I'll go to you first. You're more important. Well, they're as important. I should say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry.
So here's the BVW line. Here's the 100-foot buffer zone shown for it. I'm sorry. I brought the wrong plan. Sorry. Let me put up the right plan. I'm looking at that and I'm going, that doesn't look right. So here's the BVW line over here. The 100-foot buffer, the BVW line is off the property. 100-foot buffer is here. We're proposing a 3-bedroom home, 2-car garage, a pool, and a pool shed. Okay, and ignore
It's that wax, the back one right there,
ignore this. I'll fix that, but this is the landscape mitigation plan, which we recently prepared at with Jenna's advice on preparing it. But what I have before you, what you all have before you is the digital version of this plan. And again, it is located in the upland area above the 100-foot buffer zone, but it is located partially within the 100-year floodplain, Zone AE, elevation 14. It is not located in any mapped natural heritage zone. There's no endangered species habitat or priority habitat for threatened or endangered species. We've established a limit of work barrier around the property, very similar to the other filings on the neighborhood that we've seen, and to provide a area so that we can grade and create a higher area so that the finished floor elevation can be above the 14-foot floodplain zone. In accordance with the building codes, however, the rest of the construction, the basement level would have to have flood vents and so on. So it'll be done in accordance with the building code, the current building codes today. It'll be provided with a public water supply, so it'll be on the town water system. And we'll provide a Title V septic system. In addition, we have planned to manage runoff from the roof area with 5 dry well systems that are located around the property. So if you look at the site, the site plan itself, this is proving to be more challenging. The site plan itself, you'll see five, excuse me, the earlier version of the plan. 5 of those basins that are set around the site. And I don't show it in this one, but you'll see 5 infiltration basins. I assume you're looking at the digital versions there.
We are.
Alex, do you have the
The
full?
five are shown on the plan.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Appreciate the technical difficulties here. Appreciate you cooperating with that. To manage runoff and to handle that so that it doesn't become a problem. When I discussed the original filing with Jenna, she was very helpful and clear that typically what the commission likes to see is some kind of restoration program mitigating the removal of trees and the construction of the site. So what we decided to do was provide this plan. And if I may, I'll just point out to the commissioners that we're planning to provide a mulch area so that this green area is the lawn area, so it's really only around the home. And then this area is all mulch or natural, depending on how the owners would like to do it. I've got some, right now, some white pine trees, some mixture of other trees back here, some ornamental trees. So I've got a red maple, flowering dogwood, and eastern white pine, of the trees. So we've added a couple dogwood trees as ornamentals in the front, also to offset here. Also along this area at the front of the house, and along the edge of the pool area in front of the fence are planned to be shrub and annual or perennial beds. So it'll be well landscaped, well stable, won't create any issues with erosion. I think if you folks, commissioners, have been to the site, you know that neighborhood is in really great shape. There's a house being built, being finished, I guess should say, across the street. The house directly to our left as you face it, 20 Quiet Street, just recently was finished, and they did a really nice job, put in a nice lawn frontage. The house is quite a bit further set back from the cul-de-sac, but overall, I think it looks pretty good. Our intent was try to mirror that to be good compatible use with the site, with the neighborhood. We have also included some architectural plans with the submission. Those have been recently worked on over the last 60 days, finalized with the owners. I think, that's the intent for them to file a building permit after this process. I certainly understand that we don't have a file number yet from DEP. I don't anticipate any major comments. I certainly understand the commission can't finally act. I would, subject to the discretion of the commission tonight, I'd certainly like to get your comments, and if you are of mind to vote on it tonight, subject to receipt of a file number from DEP, I think that would certainly, make the owners very happy. So really, subject to your questions, that's all I have.
Thank you very much. I'd like to open it up to public comment. All right, closing public comment, open up to the staff.
Yeah, so we talked about arc plans and the mitigation plantings. I did do a site visit. It's really the only vacant lot on Quiet Street, I think. There might be others further north, but it's just a vacant lot between, I think it's 16 and 20. There's the Cape Cod Commission fence in the back, and that is the limit of the 100-foot buffer zone to the BVW that's further back. So the only resource area that we're in right now is flood zone. Yeah, I didn't have really any other huge concerns. I mean, we don't have a file number yet, so I don't think we can issue, because once we do, that starts the 21-day process, and I don't know how long DEP will take to issue the number, so I don't think we can, if you plan on issuing today, we have to wait until we get a file number before that could be a formal thing.
That's understood, certainly.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you. I'd like to open up to the board. Does anyone have any comments or questions regarding the plan?
Is the pool anywhere near the buffer zone? Do we have standard and special conditions that we have?
No, so that fence is the limit of the 100-foot buffer zone, so they're outside of it. I think it's that border there in black.
Yes, basically, all work is upland of that line.
And it's very similar to 20, honestly. It seems like it's par for the course for that neighborhood.
So I had a question about the lot. This looks like it's a developed area, and this is a lot that's been planned for a while.
It's a developed subdivision.
okay.
It's an approved subdivision, I should say.
That's what I wanted to know if the.
Right, and this particular lot is one of the remaining vacant lots that is yet to be developed with a single-family home. It's intended for single-family homes.
Thank you.
Can I ask, the pool, is there a boilerplate about drawing down a pool into a truck versus into the wetlands?
Yeah, so that's something we typically condition, if, pool water is to be, trucked off-site, disposed
So
appropriately.
can I ask a question? I do this in Barnstable, and I thought of this after I submitted everything, like, I should have thought of that. What Barnstable prefers is just to put it in the leach pit, like you do for the downspouts. That needs to go into a leaching pit and basically a dry well next to the pool. And I would suggest that if the commission is so, inclined in approving the project, that I would submit a revised plan showing that for the drawdown of the filter. And I would put that additional dry well over here. I'm assuming the pool equipment will be here. It might even be over here, but I'll speak to the owners and I'll put the dry well for drawdown of the well, drawdown of the pool. Now, remember, the pool isn't emptied, not unless there's some problem with the system. The pool's drawn down 2 or 2.5 feet to get below the circulation piping. That circulation piping is blown out for the winter. I don't know if any of you are pool owners, but that's what you typically do when you leave water in it. So, and then you plug all the inlets and outlets so they don't get frozen over the winter. And whatever runoff / snow melt / rain accumulates in the pool, so be it. But yeah, I can certainly add that to the plan if.
Are they against the idea of a truck? Because I know in Mashpee, I was served in Mashpee for 3 years, and we required a truck, not a dry well.
Yeah, for Sandwich, we have our special orders is just having an approved contractor on site. I'm sorry, approved contractor on list with the town. And then if you're ever gonna drain the pool to fix something like redo the liner, that's gonna come out. And then
That I understand.
What we're trying to avoid is dropping the pool level and someone running the hose all the way past the fence, letting it go and just pumping it. That's what we're avoiding. So,
Yes.
I like the idea of the dry well. I think we can introduce it like later on, but for the purpose of your project, I think we're gonna.
Just one of your standard conditions?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay, I would just, for seasonal drawdown, that's a very simple thing. It's not a lot of water, but
Exactly.
it's,
Yeah, I think it's more for, like you said, if it's the whole.
Yeah,
every
they're
grade or
dropping
something.
that, yeah. That's what we're avoiding, a couple hundred gallons of thousands of gallons going that way.
yeah, 5,000 gallons going with
Gone.
chlorine in it potentially, right? Not a good thing for the environment, which is again why the
I like your point about what Barnstable does, we could probably look into that for the future, but I would hate to add the dry well and then have someone say, oh, we don't have to get a truck, we can dump 5,000 gallons in this.
Right.
That's where we would have, but that is
Oh.
here nor there, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But,
I see a point, but
but just to, yeah,
for seasonal use, it makes sense to do it with
Absolutely.
a dry well.
The plan should be revised always before, so that needs to be added. Whatever,
that's a special condition we add, like that already goes with it, so he doesn't have to update his plan for that,
right?
for the
Yeah,
pool.
Anytime
Yeah.
I've done a pool, that's just a standard.
Yeah, that's what we
for all
just added,
pools.
yeah.
Very good.
So nothing for the plan for that. Any other questions on mitigation?
No, I think because this is here because of the floodplain, outside of the standard buffer zones of the wetland, I kind of look at this as making sure that you've stabilized your slopes, which you have.
Right.
Making sure you've handled your runoff from the leaders of your roof, which you are attending to. So I think everything in here looks in order. The only thing I would, make sure to make note of is that you're not pushing water from that 14 contour over to your neighbors. A lot of times when people build up their individual lots, there becomes this kind of gullied place, so make sure you maintain positive drainage.
Yeah, the
between
neighbor
you
has
and
a
the neighbor.
14-foot contour on his side too. I
Yeah,
can show
so
you that
that's a
plan.
swell there.
Right,
What's gonna happen is that's a swell that's, going to be draining out down towards the bottom of the plan. But other than that, no comment. Thank you for the trees and the stabilization of the soil there. I think everything looks good.
Anyone else? Okay, so we're gonna continue to the 5th because we don't have a file number.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
I would
Does that
assume,
make sense for you?
it certainly does, but could I ask, Mr. Chairman, is it okay that I don't attend that hearing? Do we need to attend that hearing if there's not gonna be any additional
It's your
comments?
hearing, so I can't,
Pardon?
it's your hearing, so I don't wanna tell you no, but I mean, it's gonna be pretty straightforward.
Right.
Yeah, it's up to you. You don't-
Yeah, I mean, I've heard your comments so far, and I know we're waiting on the commission hearing. You don't do a hybrid meeting, so I couldn't participate in, I'm gonna be in Florida, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're going to Disney the very next day, okay, not to make it more Disney, going to Epcot Food and Wine Settle.
Put you on FaceTime.
Right, exactly, right.
Perfect.
But yeah, I was just going to, I'll work with staff and make sure that we coordinate that. Sounds like we just need to wait for the wonderful DEP to get the number to us. Then you can actually, I've had other commissions vote without the number, but can't issue it until that night and sign it till you actually have a number. It's up to you how you wanna do it.
That helps you out for the 21 days, so we'll just,
Correct.
we'll absolutely.
Okay, so I will.
Motion for.
I will leave it as is, like we said, we'll stand by to continue it. I don't anticipate that there's any, I appreciate everyone's input and approval, verbal approval tonight. I will tell the owners that it's really a perfunctory administrative formality that we need to just come back. It needs to be part of the agenda.
Right.
If there's some way or thing that's gonna happen that night, I'll see, I meant if we can attend, I'll certainly do that. At the very least, I can have the owners attend.
Right, perfect.
I'll ask the owners attend. They're in Florida tonight, or
There it is.
they're with family tonight in Florida, otherwise they'd be here tonight.
Does anyone want to do a motion for the 5th?
I'll make a motion to continue DEP file number to be determined. Edward Pesci, care of Pesci Engineering and Associates for the notice of intent for the new construction of single-family home, garage, in-ground pool, and shed at 18 Quiet Suite Sandwich to the November 5th meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Great night.
Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you, Alex and Jenna, appreciate your help. Both of
Yeah,
you.
if you could just email me the copy of the white slip.
Yeah, I have them, he emailed them to me and I forgot to even email them to you. So I'll get them to you, Jenna.
Perfect. We do not have any other continued filings. Moving to other business for the amendment review of DEP file number SE 66-1924, Sons Peters Pond RV Care, Greens Hill Environmental. They sent an email over to staff looking to extend your, excuse me, hi, we hope you had we got scheduled to appear before the board, shortly discuss our dock thoughts. We would like to postpone our presentation until a later date, so we will be looking for that. We don't need a motion for that.
No, that was just,
Perfect.
Did they want to extend it to the next meeting, or
they didn't give
They
me a
didn't give
date,
us a date,
so
they just postponed.
if they do, I'll, put them on their recording room, but for now, they're just protected.
continue?
Now we're here for all you guys. Look at that. Wow, okay. All right, so, for the, NIMBA, for the Cape Cod pathway from Maple Swamp Discovery Hill proposed trail. So tonight, based on the situations, if you wanna come up real quick. So we'll just kind of talk, and then I'll open it up a little bit of public comment, anyone, that's in favor and anyone that kind of disapproves, but I don't know if it's, a few people can come up. We've received a bunch of correspondence from everyone, so we see that everyone here is in favor, and anyone who doesn't, agree with it. But for tonight, our purpose is to vote for you guys to yay or nay for moving forward with the MISA review. That's pretty much all we can do for the procedural act right now. We're not denying anything, and we're not approving anything except for you guys to move forward with them.
My understanding is that the MISA review is already in process. Horse is out of the barn. I'm not sure what you're approving to move forward with. It's in the state's hands. I have asked them to suspend it based upon waiting for this meeting tonight.
Right. What I think.
I guess if you could explain.
Yeah, what I think we're approving is that the state to allow a MISA review to happen on Sandwich Conservation land.
But isn't it already happening?
They stopped it.
They stopped it.
They stopped it during.
So
the
we-
meeting.
Well, I asked them to suspend it
Suspended it because they
for
have
this purpose, so
they have a
that,
timeline.
so we were in a meeting, we met with the state, Jenna was there.
Yeah.
Leanne Drake. My understanding of what came out of that meeting appears to be different. So my understanding was that the state has a MISA filing. They have 30 days to complete that filing. Knowing that this meeting was going to leave him with 1 or 2 days to complete the filing, he said, Dave, can you send me an email asking to suspend it so that I'll be able to properly finish that.
Right.
He gave us the impression that we're delaying, we're suspending so that we can come here to ask you to vote yay or nay on the project. So based upon that vote, we're suspending so that when he gets your answer, he knows what letter to create.
Right.
The MISA filing is already, that horse is out of the barn. He has already made his decision, and he's waiting for you to make your decision. If you say, yes, we would like to have that trail, his letter is going to say, here are the conditions for you to create that trail. If you come back and say, no, we do not want that trail in our community, he will come back with a letter that states, I don't know the proper term, rehabilitation is not the term, but
Restoration, yeah.
the restoration, the letter will be on restoration. And in our discussion, he said, really restoration will involve just not doing anything, letting it grow back.
Right.
So that was my understanding of what we were here to do tonight.
Yeah.
I
believe we have one step in between that,
well,
procedural wise, because of, from what we've gotten from staff.
so it sounds to me like you want to approve moving forward with beginning a MISA checklist filing.
Yes.
There's already a MISA checklist filing that was approved in writing from DNR. And I mean, I don't have it with me, but there's a file number that is different from the file number we confused with the other MISA filing, which was sort of implied that maybe we're trying to pull a fast one and put this project on the other MISA filing. We now have two MISA filings. I'm not sure what you're voting on today because it already exists.
So what we're voting on is, the Conservation Commission owns that land.
Yes.
Initially, we had, under the impression of the initial letter, which was incorrectly, however we want to describe that.
Well, I actually think,
Hold on, please, thank you. So moving forward, we issued a stop work order when we realized this isn't the correct letter. Let's issue a stop work order and get NHESP, get that involved, get that straightened out. That stop work order then, said file with MISA. And I had the conversation during that meeting that they, because of how, commissions and timelines, they stopped the, or postponed their review process until the property owner gives them permission to continue it.
Yeah.
So what they need is literally a vote if you want them to continue to review the MISA filing.
And the MISA filing, does it have a checklist of conditions?
If they issue it, so.
Right, so they haven't issued a checklist of conditions.
So
He's waiting.
Our
Right.
approval is gonna depend on whether or not they say, yes, you can do it with these conditions, or no, you can't.
Right, so that's where we have, tonight is one step in between.
I have already received written permission in an email from Jenna saying you should file, once we determined that the MISA filing that you thought was for this project was not, and frankly, that's a whole other can of worms that should be corrected on the record. Once we determined that, I got an email from Jenna that said, we need to file a MISA checklist for this.
Yes.
So to me, that's inferred permission from the town of Sandwich saying, file for that. I filed for that. The next day was Concom meeting. That went south very quickly. When I reached out to the human resources people, I said, we filed to continue this project. Jenna gave me permission. I have the email. We filed to continue, but the commission has soured on this. And I said, our organization is a nonprofit. We're a charitable organization. We don't have a big budget. I said, I just dropped $307 for this. I said, it doesn't look like it's going to pass. Can we get a refund and just stop the whole process? He responded with a letter that said, this process is not about moving forward with this project. This process is an enforcement action. So I think the enforcement action is related to Mr. Everett's concerns about being in a turtle habitat. So he said, it's in your best interest to move forward with this because we have an investigation, we have a MISA filing, and you are going to need to have that MISA filing to resolve this problem. This is now an enforcement action. This isn't asking if we can cut a trail. That's my
The
understanding of
MISA
what
filing that you have doesn't have conditions attached to it.
the MISA filing has not been completed.
Exactly.
Because we're waiting for your decision, up or down on the trail. I asked him, he asked me, he said, it needs to be in writing. You're the applicant. Send me an email asking to suspend. So
Vice versa, yeah.
you go to the meeting, you get an up or down. If it's up, my letter of conditions says, the turtles
Yeah,
are, the
that's
turtles are
fine,
yes,
yeah.
or whatever.
So that's what we're saying. So tonight, you guys expected a vote for yes or no on the trail in its entirety.
That was the discussion we had with
What
the
I'm saying,
state,
the
and that's what the
procedural
state is
part.
expecting.
The state's expecting us to approve a MISA filing with you to engage with a MISA filing with them tonight. And then the next, when you complete that filing, complete the order of conditions that satisfies you and satisfies the state on Sandwich Conservation Land, then that next meeting when NIMBA comes back in.
I
that's when the
understand what
commission
you're
will
saying,
vote.
but that was not what was communicated in that Zoom. Leanne Drake was also there. She may be helpful. She was there to corroborate what happened, but there was already a filing. I don't know what to tell
There's
you.
an incomplete filing, so all we're doing is voting on the filing to be complete. And then once that filing is complete,
So-
then the next process becomes,
Again, I'm
Yes
not,
or no?
I'm not an expert. I'm the applicant. But in the state's eyes, this is an enforcement order. I don't think you have the jurisdiction to tell them, no, don't do your job and enforce this.
well, technically, what we're actually doing is giving them the right to enforce an applicant on our land. That's what we're doing. We're all gonna do a motion and vote for you to continue with a MISA filing with them. That's what we're doing. And that's it. And then that's it tonight. And then the next meeting will be a yes or no on if the commission
So what
allows
happens with the
trail.
existing MISA filing?
It continues
Okay.
to be completed. And then, so you with the state, the MISA filing, so NIMBA in the state will agree on the terms that are inside that MISA filing. And that's it. And then the next session will be the Conservation Commission issuing a yes or no to the trail at Discovery Hill. So tonight's just procedural on you guys can continue and complete the MISA filing.
Isn't the MISA filing between us and the state? Well, I understand you,
On-
as an agent of the,
On, but it's, yeah, it's between the state and between them, but on Sandwich Conservation. There's three heads here and that's on. So we're gonna do a motion to yes or no for you guys to continue with the state to continue your project. And then the next vote, right? When does that get decided?
Whatever, as soon as we get the letter from MISA
Right.
allowing or not allowing, because we can't give permission for a project that can't get its other necessary requirements. And I had a conversation with Leanne, my supervisor, about this prior to this, and she agreed with my interpretation. To my knowledge, I mean, if we want to talk to her, that's fine too. But, so procedurally, from what I gathered during that meeting with NHESP, it was, MISA needs your owner, you're the owner of the land, that permission to move forward. They had it at one point, that stop work order, things got kind of muddied up there, and I think MISA needs that permission to move forward with the same review process. It's not gonna be another $300 fee, it's the same one that they talked about suspending during our meeting. And then once we get that okay, and we get the letter from them, we can put you on the next available agenda, and we can decide,
Move forward with the project.
do we want to have a trail, and what conditions do we want, or you want as the landowners for said trail, if it's approved.
Perfect.
But if this turns into a no, the next process would be the restoration of the trails, and then, we can move on from there at that point. But really, it's just a vote of, how we want MISA to proceed, and then I'll follow up with them tomorrow.
Does everyone on the board understand kind of like what we're voting for? That we're just allowing them? Does anyone have any
Yeah,
questions?
I mean, we had asked them for the letter. We had asked you for the letter initially, the Mesa letter. Jenna asked you in that first meeting, in the second meeting, maybe after the introduction, so. This is just a
I don't
procedure.
recall Jenna ever asking us
It
for
was,
Misa.
I watched the tapes again. So you were asked to provide a letter, and this is the process of you getting that letter. And so now we're voting to give permission for you to proceed to get the letter, so that we can have all of the information.
Richard, yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, so, and that's kind of, that, I wanted to open it up to public comment, but I'm trying to.
You're welcome to. I mean, I
Yeah.
think a lot of the folks in Orange are probably for the trail.
For the trail.
And I know we've gotten a lot of letters, so I think, if you want to hear from a couple,
Yeah.
otherwise we might be here a minute. And then if there's anyone else who feels differently or has something that we haven't heard yet,
Yeah, I don't want to have anyone be offended, so if
Yeah.
one or two members would like to come up and speak for the project. in a public
You're the
comment,
chair, so you
Don't duplicate.
you know,
ask for a hands or however you want to select.
Absolutely, and on the contrary, I'd like someone who, doesn't favor, I know Mr. Everett's here, but, I do want to allow some public comment to come out, but do you understand the procedure that we're doing here tonight?
I understand, but I will
I
retain.
know you
it.
may not
I
disagree,
will-
but I.
No, I don't, it's not that I disagree with the process.
Yeah.
It's not the process that was discussed.
Okay. But that's totally fine, but that's the process that's relayed
and
from us,
I'm-
from
okay.
the,
You
you know
have
what
to
I mean?
agree to disagree.
Right,
Yes.
right, but we're gonna vote tonight.
I
on
agree
that.
that we're taking your route.
Okay, perfect, I like that, nice. So,
Very nice of you.
thank you very much. Does anyone want to volunteer to speak for public comment? I'd like to open public comment, absolutely. If you'd like to come up, state your name for the record.
Come up, Grace.
Yeah, your name, address. You want me to sit? No, you can, yeah. No, we do have a.
My name
3
is
minutes.
Trish, I live at 5 Morningside Lane in Sandwich, right next to the trails. I'm here to say thank you for partnering with Cape Cod NEMBA. It has been a perfect partnership up to this little blip, so please let's continue it. Maple Swamp Conservation Area in Sandwich is a shining example of how this partnership has led to better stewardship of our conservation areas. The parking lot used to be a dumping ground for trash and old mattresses. It was not a place that I felt safe biking or hiking alone. By the looks of the empty parking lot, most people felt like I did. Cape Cod NEMBA was allowed to make improvements to the trails, Nowie's Mountain Lookout, and the parking lot. And this created better access. When a conservation area has better access, it has more eyes and hearts on it. Those eyes and hearts ensure that it's being treasured, that it's not being abused. It creates a community that can look out for illegal or illicit activity. It's exactly what happened with the Maple Swamp Conservation Area. Now the trash is all gone, and the parking lot is full of dog walkers, hikers, and bikers who value, protect, and love our trails. The Sandwich After School Mountain Bike Program is another example of great partnership with Sandwich. For the last 6 to 7 years, Cape Cod NEMBA has provided volunteers to be coaches for the program. Volunteered. They have helped hundreds of kids get out in nature. Bam.
Tonight?
I brought my prop. And get them out in nature and away from their screens. Cape Cod NEMBA has worked hand in hand with Spalding and the town of Barnstable to create trails that are accessible to people with disabilities. These are people who had not been able to enjoy the woods or conservation areas due to being in a wheelchair. They're now able to access West Barnstable Recreation Area on special bikes adapted for their disability. Imagine what that feels like for them. When we allow access for families and children and people with disabilities, we're teaching our youth the value of nature and inclusion. They learn the value of taking care of our conservation lands. If they don't see it and experience it, they won't understand the value of it. They are our future Conservation Committee members. The partnership between Cape Cod NEMBA and the town of Sandwich has created access for everyone in our community. This access has created life-changing and valuable experiences for all ages and abilities. It makes us a better community. It makes us a more inclusive community. It helps guarantee the future preservation of our conservation lands. And I can't thank you enough for creating all those opportunities. And I look forward to that continued partnership. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think Trish's comments segue nicely into someone else that I think should speak. Chris can speak on behalf of some of the adaptive folks.
Hi there. Thanks for giving us this time to talk. I'm Chris Young and I live at 28 Gully Lane in Sandwich. And I am a newer member to this organization, and this is the beginning of my 5th year with Cape Cod chapter of New England Mountain Bike Association. And I started mountain biking in 1996, and our only options were roads. There were no adapted trails. And then years and years and years later, actually only a few years ago, a mountain bike standard for adapted trails was initiated, and through the bike instructor certification program throughout the United States and Canada, very similar to professional skier instructors, it became standard for new trails to be built with adaptive riders in mind. And it opens up the opportunity for folks to be able to access the woods. I don't know if you can see my wheelchair. It has mountain biking tires on it. I live in a dirt environment and I enjoy being outside. And I don't know if you've walked down a sidewalk recently. They're not smooth. So most of us that travel with some sort of disability, some sort of mobility challenge, aren't looking to be outdoors because of the obstacles. And the stewardship and conservatorship that I witness these folks from Cape Cod NEMBA and the folks that I now like to call friends take care of trails. And not just for me to make them a little bit wider, because my bike's not 2 wheels and a handlebars, it's 3 wheels and a contraption, and it weighs 95 pounds. But they are constantly in the woods, removing obstacles, and I, on every single occasion, cross paths with people using the trails that are using them to be outside. And part of this commission's job is to look, I'm sure that you might consider part of your job is to look to the future of this conservation land, not just during your time on the commission, but everybody's time in the future of the town of Sandwich, which hopefully lasts a long time. And it's not for us, it's for our children's children. And some folks might say, well, not in my backyard, but Sandwich is our backyard and we're all neighbors. And we need to take care like these guys do. Steve is out with his saw diligently cutting trees. For me to roll over a log is kind of epic problematic. But as you consider this project and you consider future projects, please consider the future and the children and the children's children that will use these trails because they've been established and are responsibly curated by my friends in the club. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Feel free.
Yeah, I just want to come up. Yeah, my name's Frank Marola. I'm from 279 Mystic Drive, Marston's Mills. I'm the president of the Cape Cod Member Chapter. So I just want to say thank you, and hopefully we can move forward with the application. The most important thing in my eyes is maintaining the relationship with the town and with Jenna and having a good, positive relationship with the town. I know in the past I've been in front of the board getting trails approved, and some of the trails back in the day with Josh, we'd walk the trail, come up, get it approved, all right, go build the trail. And there weren't as many applications and permits, and Josh would come out, walk it with us. Great, good job, guys, and people are very happy with the trails at Maple Swamp. So Dave has taken a lot of lead on this, put in a lot of hours. He's a volunteer, I'm a volunteer. So if we've missed something in the process, I apologize, and I take responsibility for it. I'm gonna be more involved from here on out, making sure that all the Ts are crossed and the Is are dotted. But we would like to move forward with the application eventually, see the trail go in. And if it doesn't go in, that's fine as well, as long as we maintain a good relationship with the town. Because I think the trails in Sandwich have come a long, long way in the 6-7 years that I've been actively involved in trying to, build up the momentum here. So appreciate you taking the time to
Thank you very
listen
much.
to us tonight.
Thank you. Trevor, do you want to come up, or is there anyone else who would like to speak? You're not being forced or anything. I was just kind of giving an equal opportunity.
So I just want to speak to some of the comments.
Just keep it with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the comments about eyes and hearts, right? So myself and my neighbors, we are the eyes and the hearts that abut Discovery Hill Conservation Area. We want to keep it pristine. We know the protected species that are in there. There's excessive amount of trails. I don't want to beat this bush too much more than I have to. You guys have heard my comments. You guys have heard my testimony about why we should keep our conservation lands intact. It's, I'm eyes and hearts as well. It's just, it's just difficult to see these conservation areas get cut up. It's difficult to see the misleading proposals come forth. And I just hope that you guys take that into consideration. Appreciate your time and volunteering for our town and our conservation areas. And that's basically all I have.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who maybe was not in favor of it? I know a lot of people were. Is there any other public comment? Anyone open to the board? Any questions?
May I make one more statement?
Sure.
So it's regarding a sentiment which I keep hearing and feeling. The quote I just heard was, and it's not from just Mr. Everett, was misleading proposals. And there have been commissioners that have implied that NEMBA has been deceptive, misleading. We categorically deny all of those accusations. which have now appeared in the press. I have people texting me and emailing and, wow, they're really calling you guys out as liars. One of the reasons we wanted to put this trail in, it's not particularly inviting for mountain bikers. We wanted to make it a multi-use trail. The big reason we want to put that in is we're trying to build goodwill with the community, because it seems like it's always an uphill battle. If you don't ride a mountain bike, you might not understand what it's about. The science tells us that the amount of impact of a mountain bike is equivalent to that of a walker. And in fact, going down a hill, the impact of a walker is greater than a mountain bike. So regarding impact, I think there's some confusion, but my big concern was I'm hearing from several places that we're misleading you somehow. And I wish it would be corrected on the record, because I keep hearing from people outside, what you guys do, why is everyone down on NEMBO? And not to point fingers, but the article was titled "Poisoned by the Process." It was poisoned by lack of process. And it's not NEMBA's job to put the process in place. I'll just stop there before I dig too much of a hole. But
Thank you.
I feel like we've been denigrated.
All right, right on time too, look at that. All right, so thank you very much. We're gonna do a vote, okay? So I'd like to make a motion to approve NIMBA, the New England Mountain Bike Association of Cape Cod, to move forward with their MISA filing and MISA checklist on the Discovery Hill Sandwich Conservation land. Is there anything else you want me to know?
Is there a chance to get a copy of the filing?
Yeah, so the filing's not complete. We're just approving
once it
for it. Yeah, we will absolutely, yeah, yep. All right, so motion.
Just on that topic, when the paperwork was submitted, there was a PDF, which I believe I sent to Jenna, which was to send to all of you. So there is some background information on what was submitted. The only thing that you're waiting on would be the MISA checklist.
Completion.
The letter that
Exactly.
the state would put together. But any other information, it has pictures, maps, things like that. You probably already have that in your hands.
Perfect, thank you. All right, I'm gonna restart that. Hold on. Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to approve the New England Mountain Bike Association of Cape Cod to move forward with the MISA filing and checklist completion on the Discovery Hill Sandwich Conservation Land. I'll start from over here. Yes or no?
Yes.
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 Second.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so everyone's in favor. All right, moved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
See you at the next one.
You did it. I know.
Hi.
All right, so.
If you just wait until I get out, just because I won't be able to hear anything.
Okay.
DYFF, like correct. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming. Look at these.
Sure it works well.
All right, so on to other business for review, proposed revisions to the current Sandwich Conservation Commission regulations.
So, I mean, as you know, this has been a work in progress since before my time here. I've reviewed them. Dave DeCanto has reviewed them. I've reviewed them again. It's gone back and forth between us a bunch of times. Just to see, from what I understand, it was kind of like everything that I guess at the time Josh would have wanted to have regulations regarding. Dave has made some comments and removed some things and edits as far as like what our jurisdiction holds and whatnot. So this document is, I guess, mine and Dave's final edit of what was previously reviewed. There's a whole process to go along with this after the commission has reviewed it, made their, concerns and edits and any changes, et cetera. We can have a meeting regarding that. And then it will go, once everyone's happy with it, it'll go before town council. We'll make sure it's all appropriate for town council. And then from there, it'll be a public meeting with input from the public, just to kind of make sure everybody has their opinions and voices heard. And once that is all figured out, it'll be a commission vote to have the regulations in place with an effective date and then a grace period, just to make sure that there's enough time in there for everybody to, not be surprised by a change in regulations. It's kind of how Dave and I outlined the process, so.
For the public?
Yeah, yep, yeah, so that is that. I think that's been given to everybody. If anyone needs another copy or anything like that, we've got it.
I printed 2 copies if anyone needs them on paper. Can I have one? Yeah, thank you. You wanna hand that to?
Can I do the other one?
Okay, I only have 2, sorry.
We're gonna be given more time to read these.
Yeah, of course, you don't have to do this right now. No, you can.
Well, that's what I was like,
Yeah.
when I was preparing, it
Right,
was
so
like,
take as much time as you need, however you wanna do it, and then
I
once,
work well with due dates, I don't know about everybody else, but.
yeah, I mean, we can address it at, I don't know, how
So
long
how,
do you
yeah,
want?
how is this written? Is this only the revisions? Am I saying the revisions or is this?
Both, so we took the original document, I believe,
Yeah, I have-
you had worked on it with Josh initially. So that document has then been edited by myself and Dave, things have been reorganized and whatnot, and that's that
So
document.
this is the document in its entirety, but it's not necessarily highlighting exactly the things that were changed.
No, I mean, we didn't highlight, there was a lot of notes, so,
Can
yeah,
I just,
sure.
so when you sent the, files and the information for this meeting, initially, there was the original regulations.
Yep.
And then these new proposed regulations.
Yep.
So this is all the regulations are incorporated into, with the new.
Right, so there's.
All right, so,
Well, for
so
most of
the only
them-
one we really need to
if
focus
there's
on
anything-
is the new.
Right, because that's gonna have the old ones incorporated and, maybe elaborated on or changed or altered to kind of match what our policies and things like that are.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, because I don't know why we got the old.
Yeah, I don't think we should. I
Well,
think we
the
just
old
add
is
it to-
important because you should know what it was, to know what it's changing to. It's important to kind of understand.
Oh, I
That kind of
understand,
back
well, I
and
know
forth.
that, but if everything,
But there isn't any differentiation from the first round of revisions that I believe Josh had done. We just took that and changed things as Dave.
so
Yeah,
that's
that's
the,
off it.
that's the first document.
Nope, that's the first, so there's the current regulations that are on the town
Yes,
website.
okay.
The ones that we enforce now, and then the ones that are proposed.
And the ones that are proposed incorporate Josh's.
Yes, yeah.
Yes,
And,
and suggestions.
edits and alterations and whatnot.
And so how are we gonna handle doing this?
So it goes through a whole process, kind of like what we were just discussing. So the commission has time to, review this, and we can set a date where we can bring this up again at another meeting if you want a due date. January or something, just to give everyone enough time. Once they have that meeting and come to a conclusion and agree on everything, it goes before town council. They'll make sure it's all legally correct. And then we'll put it out, through public notice, like during a public meeting, so if people have comments, concerns, they can get their opinions heard and addressed. If we need to make any more edits at that point, we can do so, and then it'll be a vote, to approve those regulation revisions.
What's the second meeting in January on the new list?
20,
Oh, wait, that's 2027. I'm so sorry.
21?
No.
Top here, January 21st is the second meeting in January.
January 21st, so we'll set it for January 21st.
Oh, okay,
All right,
Oh, you have homework.
so that we,
to add or make.
to
any-
really dive into them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have a question. If we get questions or we want to make changes in the interim, how could we call and get like changes made
Yeah, so I would just take your copy and make any edits and changes you want on your copy. And then bring that to this meeting and we can figure out how we're gonna add that, the January 21st one.
Okay.
How we're gonna add that in, if we can add that in, obviously, we don't wanna put any regulations that are outside of our jurisdiction, because I can't enforce those.
Should we have a meeting prior to that, so in case there are changes, we can discuss them and see if we want to
Well,
implement
I
them?
think that's that meeting.
That's gonna be that
Yeah,
meeting?
I wanna give you all enough time to read through everything, so at that point, we can
Yeah,
bring your
Jeremy
red
and Tyler
pen.
aren't here.
Yeah.
We'll have
to-
stickies.
Perfect.
Perfect.
We'll have to give that to Jeremy and Tyler as well, and then edit everything you wanna edit, bring it to the 21st. We'll go over it there. There'll be a time frame where I can make those edits and put it in the document, and then you can review it again, and then it goes to town council. This can be, we can, as many revisions as it takes, kind of, so.
Good question. So it says, I know I don't think Josh even had the regulations on his computer at the end of all this, right?
Found them.
Yeah, I did, I found the originals.
Right.
It was long.
So do you have one document that, I'm just curious, because I just worked a long time. Do you have that, like the,
You wanna see the old one?
I wanna see, like the one
Oh,
that you
the
guys,
OG?
that you guys, that you
Yeah.
guys changed it.
I
I think we have the last one that this one here
Okay.
from
I just mean the ones
August.
that, the revisions you made to the final one, the final one I sent you guys. Did you take
That's,
that one? and-
those are revisions.
Those are typed up in the format that we have our current regs in now.
Oh, so it doesn't show you revised by, so like, how Word documents will go,
No,
this
so
was
it's-
scratched out, this is put in.
It was like, here's the original document that Josh had done and you.
Yeah.
And then this document is that with the edits.
Is a refined version. It just doesn't show any
Because-
of
Show
that.
the revision.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
show it, that's what I was looking for.
You can use the current and the new one, and
Sure.
I tried to label them as best I could, which ones are new and which ones are.
Right. No, it makes sense, I was just wondering if that document still existed. 'cause I'd be
I can
curious.
check. I keep copies of everything, so I can check and see if they're still there.
It's no big deal, I just,
And
yeah.
Dave can have it too. So,
I was like, wonder after you guys went through it, when.
you wanna
what
see
did.
what edits we made? versus
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah, I can certainly check.
Okay, that'd be
I
awesome.
don't tend to
Just one of
forget
my
stuff.
own.
I mean, otherwise, I think probably this might be a good task for AI. We could probably run one, run other, and say what are the differences.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I could probably. Or if you want me to go through, I can
No.
highlight.
No, I'm not asking no. I was just curious, if it's there, that's great, if not, no big deal, okay.
Perfect. Okay. All right, so 121-26 for that one. All right, and then reviewing the proposed agenda, is everyone good with the dates that are there? So July 1st, and then that would mean the 4th is on a Wednesday? I'm sorry, the 4th is on a Saturday or a Sunday?
July?
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Yeah, let
Sunday.
me look at the.
Yeah,
July, so meeting date would be
So we're
July
good.
1st and then July 15th.
perfect.
For July. Yeah, we tried to avoid major holidays.
July
Yeah.
4th is on a
Yeah,
Saturday.
so we're good.
Okay, so that's approved. Thank you
It's
very
on a
much.
Saturday?
Is
Do we
everyone
have
good
to
with that?
vote on this, the
No.
calendar?
No, everyone's just good with it, right?
Okay.
All right.
Perfect, all right. We do have to vote on the minutes for 9/17. Did everyone get a chance to review those? Someone want to do a motion for the?
I motion that we move to approve or reject, I guess, this September 17th meeting minutes,
As written.
as written, sorry.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moved. Okay, perfect. Guys, we made it out alive, all right. Sweet. Is everyone else good? All right. We will adjourn, all right, I make a motion to adjourn the Wednesday, October 15th, 2025 Sandwich Conservation Commission at 6:59 PM. Second. All in favor?
Nice one. So if you want me to print out a copy of the condition, regs, I can print them at the office. If anyone, doesn't have a printer at home or whatever,
Oh, I could.
just let me know. So there's a lot.
I got these ones now.